Welcome back to another episode from the Germany collection by the USI World Explorers. Today we bid farewell to Osnabrück and journey to the German capital of Berlin.
Well, Osnabrück, it's been fun. We've had a lot of good times, we've had some bad, but overall, I'll remember you fondly. It's been a great trip.
Though I knew I was going to miss my home away from home, I was excited to venture further and discover more about the country of Germany. If any place is a wealth of culture and history, Berlin is it. On this episode, we'll travel to the capital and get settled in at the hostel. That may not sound like much, but keep in mind that the simple action of traveling doesn't always turn out to be so simple. We have a long day ahead of us, so let's get started and catch the train. Here we are at the train station in Osnabrück. Now usually, taking a train within Germany is a breeze. However, because of the storms the night before our departure, the direct line to Berlin was closed. But we feared not, because Explorer Tip number 2 was there to save us. Tip number 2 states, always have a backup plan, or at least be able to create one on the fly. So, instead of taking the direct train, we had to go a little out of the way to get to our destination. We traveled up towards Hamburg and made the connection to Berlin there. Was this easy or convenient? No. But we combined the tips that we learned thus far and rolled with the changes. After adding at least an hour to our travel time, we made it safe and sound to the main Hauptbahnhof of Berlin. The place was massive. From here, we took one of the city metro trains to Alexanderplatz, the closest stop to our hostel. Okay, real talk for a second. When we arrived at the hostel, even though this was after almost a month of staying in Europe, I had some culture shock. It was just so different from any place I had ever stayed before, and it made me nervous at first. Somehow I ended up in a room with 5 other guys that I didn't know very well. So needless to say, I was a little uncomfortable. The room itself was quite small for 6 people and made things even more awkward. It had a small shared bathroom, a separate shower, 6 beds laid out in 3 bunks, and finally a large window that opened up completely without any restraint. You could lean all the way out from 9 stories up. I guess the combination of all this and being in a new place just got to me. In that moment, I actually felt a little bit unsure of myself. But trust me, this story isn't a sad one. So why have I made yet another video about the act of traveling and settling into a new place? Well, I've learned that in these times, some of the best grains of advice can be gathered. I'll come out and say right now that my travel to Berlin was not exactly fun, and my living arrangements made me feel awkward because I was staying with people I didn't know. But in reflection, I can see that both of these events made me a more resilient and more open-minded traveler. It's often hard to see what good can come of a seemingly bad or uncomfortable situation in the moment. But I promise you that when you look back, there is almost always something positive that you can take from it. As Stephen Hawking once said, intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. Think about this the next time you make plans and have to resort to plan B. Know that you can adapt, grow stronger, and get brighter, even in the face of adversity. Thanks for watching.